Child, in 2024, let me tell you, one thing these men's gonna do is get even with us, okay? The men's is cutting up good out here in these streets. Now let's get into it.
All right, y'all. Let me tell y'all a quick story that I've been holding in the vault. Okay, like let me tell you something about New York men. First of all, this story it just gave me the ick. Like men are really like they're like ill. Literally, men will really try to humble you because they know that you are a particular woman, or they know you know who you are. Like they really be trying to, especially these New York men. Let me tell you guys, another time I had like a horrible dating experience real quick before I go back to break. I mean off break. I had this guy in my DMs for weeks. Writing me, never wrote back, never wrote back, never wrote back. So one day he wrote me, he was like, what shoe size you wear? So I'm not gonna lie. That got my attention. Bitch, what you mean what shoe size I wear? What you got for me? So I wrote him, I was like, this is my shoe size. I was like, what, are you asking me because you bored or you really trying to buy me something? He like, oh, I'm trying to buy you something. So I'm like, okay. He's like, as a matter of fact, I really want to take you shopping. Like, why not? You're beautiful. Like, so I wrote him back. I was like, you capping. He like, what? He's like, we can go tomorrow. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, okay. Hang up on you. Call my friend. So I called my friend. I was like, yeah, this guy's over here. Like, he want to take me shopping. Like, I was like, I don't know. Like, like, I've never encountered something like this. Like, this is like, I don't know. I feel like it's too good to be true. She's like, all right, boom. So this is what we're going to do. She was like, I'm coming to your neighborhood. She was like, we're going to go into the city together, right? She was like, I'm going to act like a sales associate at the store, or I'm gonna act like, it's a coincidence that we both in the same room. So she was like, when he's there with you, after you get a few of your pieces or whatever, you can leave. Like, because we don't know if this man is crazy or not, or whatever. So she's just like, nah, we going there together. I'm like, cool. The day for me to meet with him in the store, he was like, we're going to Soho and Bergdorf, right? So, no, not Bergdorf, Saks. So he's like, oh, we're gonna go to Saks. We're gonna go to Soho. I'm like, okay, cool. So he like, meet me in Saks. So the day come for us to go out to do the shopping. It don't happen. Something happened on his end. So I'm like, oh, I'm calling his bluff. I'm like, oh, this man is just full of shit at this point. Blah blah blah. Nah. 2 weeks go by. He texts me. He's like, yo, when are we doing this? Like, so now I'm like, maybe he's not bullshitting because I never brought it up or anything like that. I literally left it as what it was. Like, oh, you're just full of shit. You're BSing. So he's like, nah, like let's go. So I was like, okay, like I'm free this day, da 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 da. I'm free on Sunday, blah blah blah. He's like, all right, cool, bet, let's go. In the morning, text him good morning. He like, oh, I'm getting up right now. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm getting myself ready to like go meet you. He's like, bet. So this time I didn't tell my friend. The reason why I didn't tell my friend was because like I just felt like it was too good to be true. And I'm also telling myself like, Mona, you're in a public place. What's the worst thing that could happen to you? Then you actually do go shopping with this man and you might go to lunch or whatever and call it a day. I'm like, you'll be good. My friends have my location, whatever. So I go into the city. Keep in mind, I did this early in the morning just so I can go take care of my other errands. I had appointments that day just so like I didn't like know what the circumstances were gonna be with this man. Bitch, did they take a motherfucking turn for real?
Before I even hear about how it took a turn, you ignored him for weeks on end. First of all, why would you keep writing her for weeks? Like, you the fool. Why would you be writing her that long? He wrote her so long that he decided, okay, I'm gonna play a prank on her at this point. Why didn't you just give up and go get another woman, for one? And you, woman, if it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Why would you think, after ignoring him for weeks on end, he finna take you shopping? He finna buy you some shoes. Why would you be foolish enough to think that? You ignored him for weeks. We got to use our brains here, folks. Him and her. Crazy to me. Because I'm not finna chase nobody for that long.
So he calls me. He's like, yo, where you at? I was like, I'm 20 minutes out. He like, I bet, cool. I'm about to leave. I'm like, okay. But from my end, I can hear cars. I think he was driving. I hear cars. I pay attention to stuff like that, right? So I get there. He told me his ETA. So I wrote him. I was like, hey, I'm here. He goes, I'm on the third floor. I'm like, okay. I go to the third floor. He goes to the third floor. It's women's. So I'm thinking, oh, he's already on the floor to see maybe what store we going to. I get to the third floor. I don't see no one. So I'm like, okay. I call him. He don't answer the phone. So I'm like, okay. Mind you, I had to pee. So I went back downstairs. I was like, you know what? Let me go use the bathroom. I'm gonna finish using the bathroom and I'll figure out where he's at. If anything, he'll come get me at the door. Cause bitch, I'm not about to be waiting on no floor. And you know how these stores are already. Like when you there as a brown sister, they don't matter how much money you got or what you look like. They always think you're sketchy. They probably think you up to no good. That's how these people are. Like they profile you. I'm a sales associate myself. I've seen my colleagues do it to other people that look like me. That's what they do in the designer stores. They don't care. So I'm like, okay, let me move from here. Let me go pee. I go downstairs and pee. He texts me. He's like, I'm by men's coat. I was like, it's impossible that you're by men's coat because the floor I was on was strictly women. I was like, you're on this floor. He goes, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I get out the elevator. I'm on the men's floor now. I'm looking. I still don't see nobody. I'm figuring, like, if you're going to meet me, you're going to be at least by the elevator or something, right? No. So I call him. He's like, where you at? He's like, I'm in the back by men's coat. So I'm walking. I'm seeing Laura Piana. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing Tom Ford. I still don't see nobody. He's like, where exactly are you? I was like, I'm in front of Tom Ford. He's like, I'm going to come get you. I'm like, okay. So I don't know where I left off, but he was like, oh, I'm coming to get you. So I'm feeling a little crazy now because I've been standing in front of Tom Ford for just a bit too long. And the sales associate, they coming up to me like, hey, you need help, da 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 da. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm just waiting for someone or whatever. So y'all, I was like, you know what, Mona, go downstairs. This man will come get you. Stop standing in front of these people's stuff because you look crazy. You look sketchy as fuck. I was like, I'm a little ashy. I was like, all right, cool. As I'm heading, y'all, to the elevator, I pull out my phone to text him, like, yo, I don't know where you at. I don't see you. I'm going to wait for you outside or downstairs. Before I pull out my phone to my messages, he texts me. He goes, yo, you really an asshole. Huh? So I'm like, what? I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, I'm so confused. He was like, yeah, fuck you, thought. He goes, I hate bitches like you. Always want something for like. He goes, no, always wanting something for nothing ass bitches. Like, I don't like bitches like you. Going off. I'm like, have a good day, sir. Have a good day. Like, you're fucking insane. You thought you ate. You thought you ate. You thought you lowered me into a store, a department store, and you thought you made me look crazy. I don't look crazy. I don't. I'm sorry.
Girl, you look crazy. Okay, I know how you feel and you want to feel like you don't look crazy. You look crazy. He got you, boo. He got you.
You look crazy because it just taught me one thing. You have nothing really going for yourself. You're bored as hell, and you know how to approach women is with money because you have nothing else to really show for it, or like you're literally like you thought you ate, and then the whole day, y'all, as I'm leaving, he kept chastising me, like writing me crying emojis, like wham 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 wham. I'm like, bitch, I got bread in my pocket. I'm actually about to go meet with my homegirls, and we're going to have a few drinks, and we're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna just realize how much of a fucking weirdo you are. Oh my god, I'm mad. Actually, don't mind this. How much of a like loser you really are. Like, men will really try to humble you. I feel like he tried to use this because, like, I never paid attention to him in the first place, and now it's like, oh, let me get back at her, because that's really what it was.
Do you guys hear yourselves when you tell stories about yourself? Do you hear yourself, woman? You should have kept this in the vault. You should have never. Oh my God! Nobody but my best friend would have heard this story. He ate. Unfortunately, he ate. I think it was wrong, but you was also wronger for basically wanting to use him because you didn't want anything but his money, and you say that that's all men have to offer, blah blah blah. But that's all women are paying attention to nowadays. So that's how they feel like they gotta come at you. And child, this dating scene out here is getting wicked.
Let me get back at her. And it's like, nothing happened. I went by my day. I had a few drinks with my girls. I had a ball. You didn't humble me. He didn't. And like, I feel like any girl would have went on this free trip. Like, who a free shopping? Like, what the fuck? Why not? You want to take me shopping, bitch? I'm there. I'm gonna go grab my stuff. Like, what a corny ass nigga you are. Like, you're corny. Boo, 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 boo. Tomatoes. You didn't humble me. Like, nothing came out of this. Like, I just realized that you are a loser. And you probably did this to other women before. Because, y'all, if I show you what this man looks like, he looks like a fucking thumb. A thumb. Like a fucking ogre. Shrek. You look like a thumb. You thought you ate, but you didn't. And nothing you ever say would ever embarrass somebody like me. Because, bitch, what? I work in a whole department store. I get these stuff on the regular. So, you didn't humble me, babe. You didn't. At all.
So first of all, I have never in my life heard somebody be described as a thumb. Okay? I've never heard that before. A thumb. Shrek? Okay, yes, Shrek. A thumb. Girl, I don't know what will humble you, but that would have humbled me. That's embarrassing. And I just feel like when you're young, you fall for things like that. Because in my younger days, I probably would have fell for something like that too. But in my older days, I'm much more wiser to know that nothing in life is free. Nothing. Everything is going to come with a cost, a consequence, something. Okay? Ain't nobody giving out nothing for free. When somebody hits you up out the blue trying to give you something, asking for nothing in return, question it. Think twice about it. Look into it, okay? Make sure this is a legitimate situation, a legitimate plan, a legitimate purchase, whatever it may be. Make sure it's legitimate because, honey boo boo, he humbled me for you. And I bet she was in heels, cute as she want to be, walking around these department stores, going to bathrooms, trying to find this man back and forth. I'm not doing all that. The first time you couldn't find me, I would have been out. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to reschedule. Material things are not that important to me. They're not. And even when I was younger, they really wasn't that important to me. My time, my energy, the way you make me feel, that's what's important to me. I could go without a purse and heels and whatever else women want. I could go without it now. God, I'm tired. Whew. Now, I love me a good wig. I could go without everything else. I think him and her was immature for this whole situation because if a woman is ignoring you, man, move on, move forward, on to the next fish, okay? Woman, if you've been ignoring a person for days, weeks, years on end, and they all of a sudden coming in offering you something for free, girl, come on now, come on. Ain't nothing free, especially coming from no man. He gonna want something, okay? Whether it be to suck your big toe, he gonna want something. So, y'all got to be more cautious. Y'all got to think things more through. Okay? Because the world ain't playing with you. People ain't getting mad no more. They getting even. So, we got to be careful out here. Okay? People don't get mad. They get even. So, be careful using people out here. It don't be worth it sometimes. Shoot, this could have been a much worse situation. She better be glad that she just walked out with egg on her face, because he could have pulled some real funny stuff if he wanted to, and just been watching her, stalking her the whole time. Ain't no telling. She got tricked. She's okay. You move on from it. Him, I'm pretty sure he has done this before because he was just a little too smooth with it. This has definitely happened before. He has definitely hit up women before, and they have ignored him for whatever the case. Maybe he does look like a thumb. Who knows why he's being ignored? But he is getting mad and getting even nonetheless. So y'all best chill out tricking these men's and women out here. Men, y'all using women nowadays too, okay? Tricking them out of the cat and everything else. So y'all best be cool out here. Y'all best be cool out here, because these tricks gonna turn into danger before we know it. So let's just love on one another and stop all this nonsense, okay? That's what I got on it. If you like this video, please like this video, boo. Click the button, okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget that I love you. And don't forget to catch me in the next video.